Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a haul. I purchased some stuff off of Sephora and Ulta and I'm going to share them with you guys today. You know how hauls work. This is also a first impressions as well because I have officially tried out pretty much everything on my face already. I did my makeup with a ton of these products yesterday and then I also did my makeup today with these products and I am going to regret getting a chair that does this, let me tell you. My other chair didn't move, so I was fine. I was able to film and not do this, but the fact that this chair moves, now I'm not gonna be able to stop. I have to train my brain. Kathleen, don't move. Because I was editing my video last time and I was like, oh my God, Kathleen, stop freaking moving in that chair, but I couldn't help it. So I'm gonna make a conscious effort to stay still. I'm gonna tell myself what I told myself in elementary school. Stay still, stay still, stay still. I also, by the way, filmed myself applying all of these products on camera as well. So it's kind of like a first impressions haul and a get ready with me video all in one kind of.
Stop moving.
Also, another, by the way, ignore the lines on my eyeballs. I tried, so I don't want to talk about it. Just ignore it. So I was really excited because it was my birthday the other day, so I was able to get my little birthday points thingy. And this one was really exciting because it's a Briogeo one. You get the Don't Despair Repair Conditioning Mask and the Charcoal and Coconut Oil Exfoliating Shampoo, which these are like some of my favorite products Briogeo has. So I was really excited to get that. Okay, so I picked this up and I honestly don't know why I did. This is the Lancôme, I think it was the name. I think the name got me. This is the Hydra Zen Anti-Stress Glow Liquid Moisturizer. Doesn't that sound amazing? Hydra Zen Anti-Stress Glow Liquid Moisturizer. That sounds phenomenal. So I picked it up and honestly I've only used it once and I kind of used it as like a primer to my primer yesterday, so I can't really tell you much about it, but it did feel really nice going on the skin. It comes out like this, it's like white and stuff. And when you start to like buff it into the skin, it does feel super nourishing. And it almost has this like slippy texture. I can't explain it. It's not greasy, but it's very like emollient almost. And then it does eventually sink into the skin and your skin stays feeling hydrated but not like overly dewy or anything. I liked it. I mean, I think. What I didn't like though was the scent. Like this smells bad. This kind of smells like Chance by Chanel, which I don't particularly love for my skincare, you know. I don't like when my moisturizers have a strong perfumey scent, and this kind of has that. It didn't linger. I mean, it kind of went away after a while, but I did notice that as I was blending it into my face. I have to test it out a little bit more to see if it's worth it. It says it's made with 14 amino acids. It has hyaluronic acid and it's good for dryness and redness. And I can't wait to use it more and I'll get back to you. Okay, so this product is really interesting. I'm very excited to keep trying this because it did impress me like immediately when I put it on. This is the Aglow priming oil from the brand Lilah. This is a hybrid moisturizer and primer in one. It says it's a quick absorbing silicone-free priming face oil that contains a nutrient-rich trio of tamanu, jojoba, and sweet almond oil to soften, smooth, and comfort the skin. And honestly, this reminded me so much of the Hourglass number 28 primer serum. I think that's the name of it. It has like that really thick texture to it. By the way, I think I purchased the smaller one. Or maybe this is the only size. I'm not sure, but mine looks like this. But it reminded me so much of that primer serum, but this one felt even better. I don't know how to explain it, but it has like a very thick consistency. It's not like your typical oil. It's very like liquidy. I honestly don't know how to explain this. Picture if you're familiar with the Hourglass primer serum, picture that and a moisturizer coming together and making a primer. That is what this product feels like. It gives you like that glass skin, that super oily, thick look, but it also sinks into the skin really nicely. I feel like the Hourglass one doesn't sink into the skin as well as this one does. I don't know. I have to play around with it a little bit more, of course. That was only my first impression, but it felt amazing on my skin. If you have dry skin, I highly recommend you checking this out. This Lilah brand is super expensive. But anyway, why am I putting it back in the box? I got that. I got this from Ulta. This is the Maybelline Dream Radiant Liquid Hydrating Foundation. I was really excited to test this out because I love anything with hyaluronic acid. I love anything that's hydrating. And I've really been noticing that pretty much everything these days has hyaluronic acid in it. It's definitely a selling point, and let me tell you, it gets you, because whenever I see anything has hyaluronic acid in it, I'm like, I'm gonna try that. But I picked mine up in the shade Natural Beige, and I don't know what I was thinking. This color is definitely too dark for me. I used it yesterday for the first time, and I was like, whoa, 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 as I was applying it onto my face. So when I used it again today for the second time, I did mix in a little bit of my LA Girl White foundation, and that helped the color a lot, and that's currently the foundation I'm wearing on my skin right now. And I do like it. I don't love it. I wore it all day on my face yesterday, like I said, and it did wear nicely. It was fine. It did look super hydrating. I mean, of course, I do have to try this out a few more times because I put it on top of some new primers I had never tried out before. So I have to test this against some primers that I know I love to really see how I feel about it, but it did wear really nicely. It was pretty, but it didn't completely knock my socks off. I did notice in certain areas of my face, it looked like I had less coverage than other parts of my face, and I know it wasn't because I was applying it unevenly. I think it was just this foundation. It's just one of those foundations you have to buff in and really take your time and work it into the skin, because if you're not careful, it will look patchy, and it's just not my absolute favorite foundation. I feel like the Wet n Wild Dewy foundation that I tried recently, I like more than this one. That one like blew my socks off. At the end of the night, my skin looked so good, and it stayed looking dewy and pretty, but it didn't look oily, and the coverage was still there. I was really impressed with that new Wet n Wild foundation. But comparing it to this one, I do like that one better. This one's nice. I mean, my skin looks really pretty right now. The only thing I noticed that it looks a little bit heavy in between my brows, but that's pretty much it. Even the area around my nose looks fine. It's nice. It's a really nice foundation, but there's something about it that isn't making me go crazy. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's that it's my wrong shade, but I'm gonna keep using it. Oh God, I hate first impressions. I got these blushes from Ulta. I always get excited when I see new Essence or Catrice makeup because it's so beyond affordable. Like Essence and Catrice are so cheap, and sometimes you can find really, really great products within that brand. Essence came out with these new blushes, and I got a couple of them. They're just called The Blush. And I got mine in the shade Blooming, Beloved, Befitting, and Bespoke. And I actually tried out Beloved on my cheeks yesterday, and it is really nice. It's a matte blush, but what I do like about it is that it's not too pigmented, it's not too intense. And this color is pretty bright, at least for me. This is a pretty bold shade, and I was scared that as soon as I started applying it to my cheeks, it was gonna look too intense, but it didn't. It's actually a really nice pink that you can easily build it up, and I was pretty impressed. It's a matte, but it's not like chalky or anything. It has a pretty nice formula. It's nice and creamy. These blushes are like a couple dollars. It's crazy. So I always like snagging me a super affordable blush. I got this Flower Beauty Pyramid, what is this? Pyramid cheek color, and this is in the shade Rose Glow, and I mainly got this to use as like a blush topper. I would never use this like on its own. I think it's too shimmery and too foily, but it's nice to use on top of like a matte blush. For instance, I put it on top of the Essence blush I was using yesterday, and I just took like a fluffy brush and mixed all the colors together. I was avoiding this really light champagne-y pink shade, and I just dusted that on my cheeks, and it created a really nice soft sheen. And then I took the little pinky square and I used that as my highlight. So it's kind of like a two-in-one product. It's a little bit of blush and a little bit of highlight, and so far so good. I mean, it is super metallic. Like this is a very foiled highlight. It's so foiled and metallic that it can look a little thick and chunky, so be careful if you are interested in this. Use a very light hand. A little goes a very long way with this guy. Oh my God, this thing is so weird. I don't know why I bought this. Okay, so this is the I Heart Revolution Chocolate Dipped Eyeshadow Palette, and it's a donut. This is like part of their little donut collection. You know what wigs me out about this? Is the fact that it's soft. When I bought it online, for some reason, I thought it was a hard donut, but it's a soft donut. Like, oh my God, something about that makes me so uncomfortable. Why? Why am I so weirded out by the fact that this is soft? Like I have goosebumps all over the back of my neck. I can't even explain it. But this is what the palette looks like on the inside. And honestly, I don't know why I bought the chocolate dipped one, because honestly, I don't know why I bought this, period. But I was actually very pleasantly surprised with this shade right here. I used it on my lid yesterday. I kind of did like a one eyeshadow look, and I put this all over my lid, and it is such a nice color. I didn't wet this at all, and it applied so rich and pigmented. I was highly impressed considering this is a very affordable brand. I was like, damn, look at you being so pigmented. Wow, I almost judged a donut by its cover. I got the L'Oreal Infallible Loose Setting Powder in Translucent. It says it's lightweight and controls shine. I was really afraid that this was going to be like a really heavy duty powder because it's like the infallible powder. I thought it was gonna be like super matte, perfect for oily skin. But you know what? I ended up really enjoying it, kind of. You know, I didn't hate it. I was expecting to hate it. I don't know why I would buy something expecting to hate it, but you know, YouTuber life. But I did really like it. These days I don't set my concealer much because I've been using my Dose of Colors a lot. But I even used this on top of my Dose of Colors concealer and it didn't look cakey or too drying or like too much. I mean, with my dry skin, I definitely prefer not setting it, but it didn't look bad is what I mean. So this would probably be a nice setting powder to apply on my skin if I want my makeup to last all day, if it's really hot outside, you know. But yeah, I'm gonna keep using this. Oh my god, I needed me another one of these, so I had to get the Cinema Secrets Makeup Brush Cleaner. But this one comes with a makeup sanitizing spray. I have never tried their sanitizing spray, so I wanted to get this. I love that makeup cleanser. Like, that spray is a lifesaver when you're traveling. I am so impressed with this palette, guys. I mean, I haven't used all of the shades in this, but so far the shades that I've used really impressed me. This is the Catrice Cosmetics Orchid Dusk eyeshadow palette. This is trying to be a dupe for something. Can you guys remind me? Because I don't know. Is it the Huda Beauty? There's a palette that this reminds me of. I'm thinking it's Huda Beauty. Not that that matters. Anyway, this palette is actually really nice. I love the color story. These are shades that I would wear all the time. On this side of the palette, you have like your everyday staples. And then on this side of the palette, you have like a more romantic vibe, but these are still shades that I would wear every single day. You have a black, you have a highlight shade, you have a bunch of crease shades, a bunch of shimmers. This is an all-around really nice palette, and it's such an affordable palette. I am currently wearing this palette on my eyes. I have all of these pinky tones in my crease, and then I have something else on my lid, which I will talk about in a second. But I really enjoyed this. I would say that the shimmers in this palette do need Fix Plus. Like, you do need to wet the shimmers to get them to look intense. But I mean, it's Catrice, and the mattes are so good. It's worth it. It's worth it. Oh my god. Guys, stop what you're doing and go buy this. Go buy this. I got this at Ulta. This is the Flower Beauty Jungle Lights eyeshadow palette, and I think this is limited edition. I don't know how long this is gonna be available, but you need it in your life. This is just an eyeshadow palette that has 6 eyeshadows. Nothing crazy, I know. But they are so beautiful and foiled and metallic and precious that you need them. You need them. They have that wet texture. I mean, you can tell when you put your finger in them, they're not dry eyeshadows, and they just have the most incredible pigment. This is like insane. Look at this. One swipe. Look at this. Look at that.
Nothing but foil, baby. Nothing but foil.
I mean, these shadows are no joke. I am currently wearing this one all over my lid. This is my favorite one in the palette. It's so beautiful. And you can see in the video when I apply it for the first time, this like blew me away. It's so incredibly foiled and metallic. I applied this with my finger all over my lid. The only thing I will say is there is a lot of fallout with this. I guess like once it starts to like dry down, you get a little bit of fallout on your face. But I'm sure the perfect way to avoid that would be to apply a glitter base. Like if you apply glitter glue underneath this, I could just imagine what that would look like. But even on its own, it's incredible. I love this. It's definitely my favorite thing I hauled. I got this L'Oreal Matte Signature Liquid Eyeliner in the shade Black, and I mainly got it because I thought it was so pretty. This is such pretty packaging, and it's drugstore, but it looks like high end. And so I was really excited to try this out, and I like it. I think it's nice. I think it's very matte and very black, which is all I can ask for in an eyeliner, I know, but it does dry very quickly. Like I can barely finish one eye. I have to dip into this thing several times to complete one eye, which I don't really like that. I don't like when my eyeliners are super wet, but I don't like it when they're this dry. So that would be my only complaint. I'm gonna continue to use it, of course, because I don't think that was a deal breaker, but I don't think I would like repurchase it. You know? Okay, so I'm really excited to keep trying this out and really playing around with it. This is the Physicians Formula 24 Karat Gold Collagen Skin Rejuvenating Vegan Collagen. It's an advanced anti-aging, complexion enhancing facial oil that deeply moisturizes, nourishes, and rejuvenates the skin while restoring a youthful glow. It's supposed to be lightweight, quick absorbing, and it has complexion enhancing 24 karat gold. Honestly, it all sounds really great, fragrance free, all that good stuff. And you can see that there are like tiny tiny, barely there, barely noticeable little gold flecks in this product, and it's really, really pretty. And I wanted to buy it so that I can compare it to my Tatcha Glow Oil that has like little pieces of gold in it, because I want to see if it kind of does like the same thing, since that one is so pricey. So I wanted to test that out, and I did use it today for the first time, and it felt really nice on the skin. But I mean, it's an oil. Most oils feel really nice on my skin. So I'm gonna keep testing that out, like I've said, for every product. Oh my gosh, this is so freaking cool. This is the new Beauty Blender. This is their color changing Beauty Blender. It's called the Shadeshifter. This is the cutest little thing ever. It says Wet Me right here, which I love. It's like embedded in the sponge. I love that. And at first I was super confused because I didn't read the instructions, which I highly recommend you read the instructions on everything. Okay? Because when I first took it out of this thing and I put it under my sink, under the water, I was like, hey, this isn't changing colors. This is a ripoff. I was about to go leave a crazy review on Sephora. But then I read the instructions, and you have to rinse it under like really hot water or like warm water. And I was rinsing it under cold water. Like you can see, like right now, I'm gonna hold it like in my hands, and my hands are hot. Got like sweaty hands at the moment. It's hot in here because of all these lights. And you'll see that the sponge looks a little blue. Can you tell? Right? It was like a lot pinker 5 seconds ago. I filmed a little clip on my phone, so I will insert that right here. And you can see how cool it looks. It's like a bright purple, and as soon as I put it under the hot water, it turns like this really pretty baby blue shade. And I know this seems like really stupid, but it's so pretty. And I really like it. It's cool. It reminds me of my childhood when we used to have like color changing things, and I don't know. I think it's fun. It's my favorite beauty blender I've ever gotten. I picked up this Virtue Healing Oil. I haven't tried this out yet actually, but it caught my interest because it said it was supposed to be like a repairing hair oil that was really good for damaged hair. You just have to like activate it by shaking it. I don't know. I'm gonna test this out tonight. I'm gonna wash my hair as soon as I'm done filming this video. This is the dumbest. I don't like this product at all. This is the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Cooling Glow Stick, and I have mine in the shade Opal Dreams. I don't know if it's just this shade that's not very good, but this is a highlight that looks really pretty on the skin, right? Like when you start swatching it, it's so pretty, but once you start blending it out on the skin, it disappears into nothing, and all you're left with is like a sticky, patchy, uneven highlight situation that doesn't even look highlighted because it just looks so dull once you start blending. I don't know, I don't like this at all. The only cool thing about it is that it is a cooling stick. Like when you start to apply it on the skin, it is very cold, which I like that. But the color itself is just not good. It's not shimmery enough. Like it has no sheen. It's not strong enough. And the formula is very thick. So it's like a thick formula that's not intense. I do not like this.
It's definitely a no for me, dog.
I got the Laura Mercier Pure Canvas Primer, and I got the hydrating one. She came out with a couple different primers, and of course, I had to get the hydrating one. And I used it today for the first time, but I had on that 24 karat oil underneath this, so it was kind of hard to tell, but it did feel really nice going on. And I can tell, like when I squeeze this out onto my skin, that this formula is super nice and hydrating. Like it just feels really nice on the skin. So I'll let you know in the future if I think it's like worth it or not. Oh my god, my camera's dying. Okay, let me breeze through the rest of these products. Oh my god. I got 2 new Fenty Beauty products, and I'm really excited about both of them. This is the Flypencil Longwear Pencil Eyeliner. I want to pick up like 10 more shades. I got mine in the shade Purple Stuff, and I love the packaging on these. Look how pretty this is. So beautiful. I love that. And I do like this formula a lot. It's very glidey. So you just like go like this, and it applies very pigmented. It's super intense. The only thing is it does come off a little bit easier than my Marc Jacobs ones, but it does claim to be long wearing, and I just put it on a few hours ago, so I have to test it out for the rest of the night. I'm also gonna buy a few more shades to see how I feel, but so far so good. I like how creamy it is. I really like it. And then she also came out with her new Full Frontal Volume Lift and Curl Mascara. It's the mascara I'm wearing on my eyes right now. I really like this packaging. It's really pretty with the silver and the black and how it fades in this ombre. It's so nice. And this brush is very interesting. It's like a flat paddle brush, and at first that kind of threw me off, but once I started to get the hang of it, I do really like this shape. It helps you get right up in the lashes and really like push them up and curl them, and it helps you get every single lash. This formula is nice. It's not my absolute favorite, but of course I don't want to like make that statement just yet, because sometimes it takes me a little while to love a mascara, but I do really like it. It isn't super intense on the first coat. This is a mascara that you do have to build up. It does look quite natural when you start to apply it. But when you do build it up and you add that second layer, it does go from like 0 to 100 real quick. And because of this shape, I find it so easy to get to my lower lashes. I really like it so far. So this was another case of I bought it because of the packaging. This is the Dior Backstage Rosy Glow Color Awakening Universal Blush. And I got mine in the shade Coral. There are 2 shades, like a pink one and an orange one. And of course, I got the orange one, my friends. And look how cute the packaging of this is. That's such a cute blush. I love that the color is on the outside so you can see it's like the same color. It's so cute. And I love blushes that are this shade. It's the blush I'm wearing on my cheeks right now. And is it knock your socks off amazing? No. Is it pretty? Yes. Are there 1,000 other blushes at the drugstore that do the exact same thing? Yes. Do you need it? No. But is it pretty? Yes. It's one of those purchases that I know I didn't need, but it just speaks to the makeup lover in me. It is a very, very, very soft blush, so it's one of those shades you do have to build up quite a bit, but it just looks so peachy and pretty, and I really, really like it, so I don't regret buying it, but you don't need it at all. Okay, let me talk about this for a second. Okay, so I recently had a meetup here in Miami with Briogeo to celebrate our collab together, which by the way, if you haven't checked out my collab with Briogeo, you totally should. You can get it at Sephora or on briogeo.com and it's amazing. But anyway, when I was at my meetup, one of the Briogeo girls was like in charge of hanging out with me in our little tent during the meetup. And her name is actually Kathleen, which is so funny. The only other Kathleens I meet are like 90-year-old women. I never meet Kathleens my age. Ever. But Kathleen was actually telling me that her favorite setting spray is the Lancôme Fix It and Forget It, and I was like, really? She's like, yeah, it makes my makeup last forever. Like no other setting spray compares to it. It's my holy grail. And I was like, oh my god, now I need to go get it again, because I know I've used it in the past, but I don't remember how I felt about it. So I picked up this small version, the little guy, because I have 1,000 setting sprays. I didn't need a new one, but I really wanted to test this out, and I got the small one, you know, to travel. But the spray on this is so bad, and I think it's because it's the small one. Like, look at this, look. You're gonna see like giant droplets come out of this. Wait, is it not doing it now? Oh my god, it's not doing it now. Oh yeah, look. I think it's if I go like this. Oh no, it's if I go like this, right? I don't know, dude. I'm gonna insert the clip of me applying this setting spray yesterday, and I almost burned my eyes off. So yeah, I'm sure the formula is really, really good. I'm gonna... Oh, you see? Look at this giant drop. It completely ruined my makeup yesterday. It completely ruined my makeup. Do you see that? See that droplet? I think that's the worst droplet I've ever seen on a freaking setting spray. It ruined my makeup. So you know what? It's hard for me to freaking test this out when giant droplets come out of this. It's like impossible to test. I'm gonna have to get the big one. I'm gonna have to, because I want to feel the same feelings Kathleen feels. I will update you on that. Okay, I also picked up a YSL lipstick just because it was in collaboration with Zoe Kravitz, and I wanted to support Zoe Kravitz because I love Zoe Kravitz, and this is the prettiest little packaging ever. Zoe Kravitz, it's beautiful. This color is beautiful. I'm never gonna use it. I literally bought it just to look at it. But yeah, I got that. My camera's gonna die. So I need to hurry. We got one more product before we're done. This is the last product. Is it? Yes, that's it. This is the Flower Beauty Liquid Kajal Blendable Eyeliner. This is what I used to create the disaster and the mess on my eyeballs. I kind of fixed it though. Like I tried to make them as even as possible, and I kind of fixed it a little bit. But I picked this up in the shade Jaded just because I really, really loved this shade, but I thought it was gonna be more like the cap. And it turns out the color is actually a bit deeper than what it looks like in the cap, quite a bit deeper. So when I started to apply this on my eyes, I was like, oh, that is a little bit darker than I wanted it to be, but I just went with it. And honestly, I think that threw me off because I created a mess and they were not even at all. And then I tried to fix the situation by applying this green gold eyeshadow on top of this because I really wanted it to be a little bit more like the cap. And I figured adding this on top would make it look more like the cap, and it did, but then it created more of a mess. And honestly, I don't know who I think I am. Nikki Tutorials? I don't know. I need to calm down. But I picked that up, and I mean, the formula is a little liquidy, but the color is nice, and I don't know how I feel just yet. I just got it. But anyway guys, that completes this video. These were some products I recently got at Sephora and at Ulta, and I wanted to share my thoughts with you guys. I of course will continue to use these products like I've said 1,000 times, and then I will update you guys in future videos. If you've tested any of these products for yourself and you have your opinions, leave them in the comments below. I would love to read them. But that completes this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I love you so much. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. I don't really like that. I don't like it. I don't like when my, oh my God. And I've really been noticing that pretty much everything has hyaluronic. Is this like trying to dupe a Huda Beauty palette or a Natasha Denona palette? Why? I don't know why I said it like that. Blooper.